2.5 millennia ago, as the ancient world burned with conflict and ambition, a figure emerged from the mist-shrouded battlefields of China, Sun Tzu. His name echoes through history as the supreme architect of strategy, a general whose wisdom became a weapon more powerful than sword or spear. The art of war, his masterpiece, was forged in an era where kingdoms rose and fell on blood-soaked soil, where cunning outmatched brute strength, and where survival demanded not just valor, but genius. Sun Tzu's teachings did not simply shape armies, they changed the very nature of warfare, diplomacy and leadership across continents and centuries. In the spring and autumn period, when the kingdom of Wu was locked in a dance of death with rival states, Sun Wu, later honored as Sun Tzu, Master Sun, stepped forward as chief strategist to King Helu. The world around him was chaos. Warlords clashed in endless struggle, fortresses stood as grim reminders of sieges past, and every sunrise could bring annihilation or glory. Amidst this turmoil, Sun Tzu distilled the essence of victory into 13 terse chapters, a text so concise, so profound, that its every line became a weapon in the minds of those who sought dominance. The art of war was no mere manual. It was a philosophy of conflict, rooted in the Taoist belief in balance and order. Sun Tzu understood that war was not a contest of strength alone, but a contest of minds. All warfare is based on deception, he declared, a principle that would outlive empires. He taught that supreme excellence lay in winning without fighting, in subduing the enemy not by force, but by outmaneuvering them, breaking their will, and seizing advantage through cunning. These warriors changed the course of history. Their battles echoed with Sun Tzu's wisdom. From the disciplined legions of Rome to the fearless samurai of Japan, from Mongol hordes sweeping across the steppes to the trenches of the world wars, commanders invoked the art of war's teachings as they faced annihilation or triumph. Genghis Khan's lightning raids, Napoleon's daring maneuvers, and the guerrilla tactics of the Viet Cong all bore the mark of Sun Tzu's hand, centuries after his death. Sun Tzu's principles were forged on savage battlefields, where the clash of steel and the cries of dying men tested the mettle of every leader. He demanded that a commander know himself and his enemy, for ignorance was fatal. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Intelligence became the lifeblood of victory. Spies, scouts, and informants became as vital as swords. The fate of empires often hung on a single piece of information gathered in the shadows. But Sun Tzu's genius was not limited to the field. He saw war as a matter of logistics and economics as much as combat. He urged rulers to weigh the cost of every campaign, to preserve their strength, and to strike only when advantage was assured. He taught that speed and timing could shatter the strongest defenses, and that flexibility, the ability to adapt to terrain, weather, and unforeseen events, was the mark of a true master. While enemies hesitated, Sun Tzu's disciples moved swift as the wind, closely formed as the wood, striking with unstoppable momentum. In his 13 chapters, Sun Tzu mapped every aspect of conflict, from laying plans and waging war to the subtleties of terrain and the art of fire attacks. He showed how to exploit vulnerability, how to maneuver with deadly purpose, how to vary tactics to confound expectation, and how to maintain unity of command so that an army moved as one body. His insights into psychological warfare, breaking the enemy's morale, sowing confusion and doubt, dividing their alliances, became the invisible blades that cut deeper than any spear. What happened next shocked even hardened veterans. The art of war did not remain confined to ancient China. It crossed oceans and centuries, shaping the destinies of warriors and rulers in every corner of the world. Samurai warlords adapted its wisdom to the code of Bushido. Mongol generals used it to devastate empires, and European commanders, Napoleon foremost among them, studied its pages as they marched across continents. In the modern era, its principles guided the strategies of generals at Normandy, the Viet Cong in jungle ambushes, and commanders in the deserts of Iraq. But the battlefield was not Sun Tzu's only domain. His wisdom conquered the arenas of business, politics, sports, and personal ambition. CEOs plotted corporate takeovers using his teachings on deception and timing. Negotiators outmaneuvered rivals, Sales teams anticipated competitors, and leaders in every field learned the value of knowing both themselves and their adversaries. The art of war became required reading in the world's top military academies, MBA programs, and leadership seminars, its lessons as relevant in the boardroom as on the front line. Sun Tzu's legacy is not just victory, it is survival amidst chaos, triumph through intelligence, and mastery of the mind's battlefield. His principles of psychological warfare, using fear, misinformation, and strategic division, became the foundation of modern intelligence and special operations. Morale warfare, information control, and deception operations now shape not just military campaigns, but politics, finance, and technology. In the age of cyber warfare and artificial intelligence, Sun Tzu's ghost still guides those who seek to dominate through cunning and foresight. Yet his teachings are not without critique. Some warn that his emphasis on deception and manipulation can breed mistrust, that his ancient context may not fit all cultures or conflicts. The art of war is not a panacea. It demands adaptation and judgment, but its enduring relevance cannot be denied. From asymmetric warfare to economic strategy, from diplomatic negotiations to personal development, Sun Tzu's guidance endures. Today, the art of war is available in over 100 languages, studied by millions, and debated by scholars across the globe. Its verses have inspired revolutions, saved empires, and toppled tyrants. Its influence reaches into movies, literature, games, and even self-help. In every field where conflict and competition exist, the teachings of Sun Tzu remain a torch for those who seek victory against impossible odds. These warriors, those who learned from Sun Tzu, stood their ground while enemies fled in terror. Their courage was not just in battle, but in the mind. They understood that war is won not by force alone, but by mastery of strategy, psychology, and timing. The art of war forged legends and shaped destinies, and its lessons remain unfinished. As new technologies emerge, as battlefields shift from the physical to the digital, the question remains, who will wield Sun Tzu's wisdom next, and what empires will rise or fall because of it? The fate of future warriors hangs in the balance. The ancient wisdom of Sun Tzu awaits those bold enough to claim it, ready to shape the outcome of battles yet to be fought and legends yet to be written.